This is my old PC, which was a very covert sort of a PC that I could fit in the slot in my computer desk. Now it's been a brilliant workhorse for the last, 4 years I think, but it's time to upgrade it. So what we have, if I take these off, you can see it's just a standard PC case. In the front there's two Noctua 120mm fans, which I've had for bloody hell, probably about 10 years now, and they've been working perfectly. Because what a lot of people don't know is I used to do a lot of extreme water cooling builds and videos. Seems to be going pretty well actually. So, I've got a leak. I've got a big leak. Oh, it's pissing out, man. So as you've seen, it didn't always go to plan, but anyway. I used to do builds for people, you know, fancy sort of thing, custom PC builds and stuff, water cooling and everything. Anyway, what I've decided to do is upgrade this. It's an i5 3570K, which is overclocked to 4.2 gig, which it has been overclocked for the last 4 years, running flawlessly. So I've decided to upgrade it, but do you want me to show you the video of me upgrading it with the build and stuff? I'm using the AMD Ryzen this time, because it's got an 8-core processor. So this is the new kit I've got. I've got the AMD Ryzen 1700, just the standard one, not the X, because I'm going to be overclocking this anyway. Yeah, I mean the overclocking capabilities of these they're not brilliant, not in comparison to the i7 sort of thing, the 7700, but I need this for video processing. So it's got 8 cores instead of the 4, and it also does the hyperthread, or can't remember what it's called anyway. So I'm using that. Asus or Asus or Asus, whatever you want to pronounce it by, the Prime X370 Pro mainboard, which is the best one I could get for my money. There's no reviews on this, so I'm taking a bit of a chance on it, but I would say it's got the X370 chipset, so it must be good, but it hasn't got a red fan. Put that there. Radeon RX480. I don't need major graphics sort of game playing capabilities, and I can't afford the Nvidea 1080 or the 1080 Ti or anything else like that, so I've had to go with this. I've got an AMD mainboard, I've got an AMD processor, I may as well go with AMD graphics. It was about the right price, so that's the one I had. Corsair RM650X power supply, so it's a 650 watt. One of the main sort of cock-ups that people do is they say, I need a 5000 kilowatt power supply. No, you don't. This in actual fact is overkill. I'm never going to be drawing anywhere near the 650 watt, and it's usually round about 250 on full load. So no, you don't need a 1 kilowatt power supply, or even a 750 watt is a bit overkill. If you're running Crossfire, you're running 2 graphics cards or whatever, then yes, you maybe do, but single graphics card, single processor, no you don't. Plus which I'm going to be using SSDs in this, and also a 2 terabyte laptop drive for backup, which is going to be in the back of the case. So the power saving, you know, I just don't need anything more than that. Also Corsair Vengeance LPX, this is only 16 gig, so you've got two 8 gig sticks in there, which is going to be plenty for my needs, and if I need any more I can still put another 2 sticks in there. This is 2666, I think it is, yeah, 2666 meg, but it is actually overclockable. So there you go. I'm going to start building. And this is the case I'm going to be using. It's a Fractal Design Define R5, which is perfect for my needs. It's all black. It's going to be sitting in the cupboard. I don't want fancy lights with it this time, as I did, you know, my previous builds. So I've already fitted the fan, the radiator on the front, and that's the water block there, and also the pump. Fitted the fan on the front. Sorry, I fitted the radiator on the front, and in here are the 2 fans. And the reason why I've fitted it in the front is purely because I want it to be a, I suppose I want air pressure in here, so as it pushes air out of the holes rather than actually sucking it in from the holes. I could have mounted it in the front, in the top, sorry. I could have mounted the radiator in the top, you know, it's up to you. But anyway, I've decided to put it in the front. I've taken all the internal parts out, absolutely every one of them, because I just don't need any of them in there. I want loads of air in the place, plus which the SSDs are going to go in the back, and also that 2 terabyte drive is going to go in the back as well, so there'll be no hard drives on show at all, it'll just be open space. So the first thing I've done is I've fitted the back plate, back plate's on, which you can only get one way. Well, you can put it the other way up, but you just match it up to that, because that's going to sit like that. And then I'm going to put the standoffs that go through the mounting holes, which there's a few of them, and then after I've mounted that I'll come back. So I've put all the standoffs in. There's, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 standoffs that you put in. Then you put the main board in. There's the locator pin in the middle, which holds it in place while you do all the screws up. So I've done all those. So the next thing I'm going to do, I think, is put the power supply in. And then I can put the wires all round the back. I can try and attach the heat block, the heat sink block, and I've got to change that over first. So I've got to put the AM4 pressure plate, retaining plate, whatever you want to call it, which these come off quite simply, like that. Don't know if you'll be able to see what I've had to do. The mounting bracket for the water cooling block, the one that comes with it is for an AM3, I think, and to order an AM4 it costs £4, but it's £7 shipping, and it can take up to 2 weeks to arrive. So I wasn't very happy. So what I had to do was cut some slots, and that's nice and stable. It's not moving anywhere at all. So yeah, well, that's in. So now I've got to connect. I've got all the wires I've got to connect up. I've put the memory in. The cable management could be a bit better, but there you go. So here we have the 2 Samsung drives, the SSDs. Now, incidentally, I was doing this back in 2007, and I emailed a couple of case designers, and I said it would be a good idea if you put some laptop drive connectors on the back, some place to put your laptop drives. So thanks to me, it's my idea. So there's that. Down there is the 2 drives. I've got one for Acronis, which is a 1 terabyte, that one you can see there, and the one behind it is the 2TB backup drive. So it's done, so now what I've got to do is try and get the bloody thing working. Well, I know it works, sort of. So I'm going to put the back on and then I'm going to fire it up for the first time. I've got problems like you wouldn't believe. The first thing, or the main problem, is the SATA drives which are on the back. One of them, it actually doesn't detect some every now and again because I've got them in RAID 0. The next one, it didn't detect the driver for Windows install. What else is there? Actually, they're the only two problems I've had so far. I've just got to make sure that the temperatures on the CPU is okay. But it seems to have detected everything correctly so far anyway. As you can see, I've got all the wires and everything undone again, purely because it wasn't detecting one of those SSDs. I've got them in RAID 0, but every now and again on post it just won't detect it. So I've physically moved the cable in, and I've actually put one on a completely different channel in the hopes that it will work properly. It seems to be okay at the minute. Well, before I tidy the rest of it up and put the side panel on and put it in the cupboard, never to be seen again, there it is. Just so as I can show you in detail what I did to this bracket. Now, Corsair, if you buy the H115i, which is what I did, you'll find that you haven't actually got the bracket to fit on an AM4 processor, as in the Ryzen. So what I've done is taken the AM3 mounting bracket, and all you can see, all I've done is just put some grooves in these here. Now I also had to very slightly bend the tabs up to give it more room to actually pull down on. But that, my core temperatures are stupidly low. At very worst it went to about 52 degrees, I think. Even at overclocked it was overclocked at 3.9. So if you don't want to wait, because I know there's a lot of people with Corsairs that are going to be rather infuriated that Corsair haven't actually released the AM4 bracket. That's how you do it.